Good morning to all. Today we will going to find out range from a continuous data, as well as we will going to find out the coefficient of the given range. So write down the heading: calculation of range and coefficient of range of continuous data. So now we have a data like this. We can say that this is a weekly wages in rupees, and second thing is that number of labors.
सच पे गेला
काय होते बड़ा?
थोड़ा ब्लर दिसते
Now it is clear. Now it is clear.
Yes, sir.
So now make the table like this. Okay. So the data is 50 to 60 first, second 60 to 70, third 70 to 80, fourth 80 to 90, fifth one 90 to 100, hundred to 110, and 110 to 120. Right. So the data is in front of you. Now the number of labors under the each class will be 50, 45, again 45, again 40, again 35, 30, and again 30. So this is the data that is in front of you in terms of what the weekly wages in rupees and the number of labors fall under the particular class. So now whenever you want to find out the range and coefficient of range of this kind of data, that time simply you have to ignore the frequencies. Okay, so this is the column that is called as the frequency, that is the number of labors, and the x values that we have, like a class is from 50 to 60 and onwards. Okay, so you have to ignore the frequencies and now observe the classes only whenever you are going to find out the range and coefficient of range from the continuous data. Okay, so now what exactly you have to do? Firstly, you have to find out the which is the lowest and which is the highest value from the classes. Yes, which is the lowest and which is the highest classes? Can you find it? 50 to 60. In that case, 50 is the lowest one, and if you are talking about highest class, 110 to 120, and 120 is the highest value. Okay, so 50 is the lowest value and 120 is the highest value. So we have to consider this particular two values only and then put the values into the formula. So range is equals to L minus S, where L is the largest value and S is the smallest value. Okay, so put the values into the formula, that is 120 minus 50, range is equals to 120 minus 50, that is 70. This is the range. Now you have to find out the coefficient of range. So coefficient of range, that is L minus S divided by L plus S. So 120 minus 50 and 120 plus 50. So what will be the answer? 70 divided by 200 and 170. 170. So what is the dividation? I think 0.41 something.
0.4118.
Okay, this is your coefficient of range. How we calculated coefficient of range? Just we are repeating once again for your convenience. So this is the data that we have. Weekly wages, this is nothing but the classes that we have from the 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80 and onwards up to 110 to 120. Okay, and the frequencies are associated with that. But whenever you are finding out the range and the coefficient of range from the given data, from the continuous data, you have to ignore the frequencies that we have. The frequencies like 50, 45, 45, these are the frequency. And now you have to ignore this frequency and look at the only X values that we have. And finding out which is the smallest value among the given classes and which is the highest value among the given classes. So as we know that 50 is the smallest one and 120 is the highest one or largest one. Okay, so we are putting out these two values into the formula, that is range is equals to L minus S, where L is equals to the largest value and the S is equals to the smallest value. So our range equal to L minus S, that is 120 minus 50 equals to 70. This is your range, and whenever you are finding out the coefficient of range, the formula is L minus S divided by L plus S, that is 120 minus 50 divided by 120 plus 50 is equals to 70 divided by 170. So that equals to 0.4118. This is your coefficient of range. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now take it out next example. Take the next example. Find range and coefficient of range. Range and coefficient of range from the given data. From the given data. From the given data. अब डेटा लिखना है सभी ने टैबुलर फॉर्म में. लिखो 5 to 9, 5 to 9, these are the x values. Consider these are the marks, range of marks. Marks 5 to 9 first class, then 10 to 14 second class, 5 to 9, then 10 to 14, then 15 to 19, then 20 to 24, then 25 to 29, then 30 to 34, and 35 to 39. And the associated frequencies are the number of students 1, 3, 8, 5, 4, 2, 2. Now find out the coefficient of range from the given data. So now this is your x variables and this is your frequency. We can say this is the students and these are the marks. Okay, students and the marks. Now if you want to find out the range, so formula is range is equals to L minus S. हर बार आपको L का और S का मीनिंग लिखना है. ओके, अब which is the smallest one and which is the highest one in the given data? So 5 is the lowest one and 39 is the highest one. Okay, so L is equals to 39 and S is equals to 5. So 39 minus 5, range is equals to 39 minus 5, that is 34. Okay, this is your range. This is your range. Now coefficient of range. How we are going to calculate coefficient of range? L minus S divided by L plus S is equals to 39 minus 5 divided by 39 plus 5. So 34 divided by
44.
44. So what is the answer?
0.7727. 7727.
This is your coefficient of range. मे बी ये 0.7 के बाद दूसरे आ सकते, 927, 827, ऐसा डिपेंड्स अपॉन द कैलकुलेटर्स दैट यू आर यूजिंग. ओके, ये समझ में आया?
Yes.
एग्जांपल दू?
Yes.
Now take the classes as again marks from 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and 50 to 60. And the number of students, that is frequency, for 10 to 20 it is 8, for 20 to 30 it is 10, for 30 to 40 it is 12, for 40 to 50 it is 8, and for 50 to 60 it is 4. So now calculate range and coefficient of range. Okay, have you calculated? What is the answer? What is the answer? So what is the answer? Do it fast. Do it fast.
Zero point 714.
Yes, correct.
No, sir. 0.7142.
Yes, correct, correct, correct. So now you calculated range and coefficient of range. So you must know about what exactly the use of range in the different fields. So range is commonly used in different fields like a quality control, in share markets, and for the weather forecasting as well. So in quality control of manufactured products, range is used to study the variations in the quality that the particular company is going to be manufactured some kind of product, and the quality control department is going to use that particular range to find out the variations or to study the variations in the quality. So this is the first field where the range is going to be used, that is the quality control in the manufacturing unit. Even with the most modern mechanical equipment, there may be a small or almost insignificant difference in the different units. Suppose that a company is going to be produces or is going to be produced or they manufacturing some units like pen, pencil, whatever the goods that we are daily using, they are going to manufacture, they are manufacturing. But each and there are very, we can say, for manufacturing purpose they uses a different mechanical machines to manufacture it. But although they are using a mechanical machines, but sometimes there is a little bit variations in between the quality of each unit they are produced. So to finding out the variations, to study about the variations in the quality of the different units, the companies or quality control department is going to use this kind of range to determine what exactly the differences are there and how to reduce it. Second thing is that variation in the money rates. As you know that the money rate, we can say the value of dollar and value of money, value of rupees in the international markets, in the share markets, in the we can say gold prices are continuously, we can say it is going to be fluctuated. So in the common, so in them there are very, we can say, in fact range is measure of dispersion should be generally used only when the variations in the value of the given variable are not much more. So where the variations are there, we are going to use, or we will going to use range to study about the variations. So again the variation comes under the, or variation is present in the money rates, is present in the share values, exchange rates, gold prices, these all variables are, we can say, these are the fluctuating variables. It is not a constant variables. Day by day or day to day life, this is going to be changed. So to study about that, you have to use, or we will use the range for that. Again, the same thing for that. Weather forecasting. Weather forecasting is again the area where the range is going to be used. So range gives an idea about the variation in between minimum and maximum level of temperature. As we know that uh, after the bulletin, after the news, they will show you the minimum and maximum temperature of the particular cities in the India. So you can simply calculate a range over that to study about the variations in the natures that suddenly rise and suddenly falls of the temperature. Okay, so these are the uses of the range, and now we will going to find out the interquartile range. So put the heading as interquartile range. Write down. Write it down. Interquartile range. Just as in case of range, if you are talking about range is the difference in between highest item and the lowest item. Yes, is that clear? What is range? What is range?
Highest item and lowest item.
Highest item and lowest item is the range.
Difference between the highest item and the lowest item.
Yes, correct. Difference in between the highest item and the lowest item is called as a range. If the difference is, similarly, if the difference is in the values of two quartiles is calculated, it gives you interquartile range. अब ये क्वार्टाइल क्या होता है, क्वार्टाइल किसे कहते हैं, और इंटरक्वार्टाइल रेंज कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? This interquartile range is also a measure of dispersion. It is also measure of dispersion. और quartile मतलब 1/4 of the particular item, right? Suppose we have a different data and we will going to find out the interquartile range. That time you must have to calculate the range, or we can say the difference in the values of two quartiles, and that is nothing but the interquartile range. Now how to calculate the interquartile range, we will going to study about that. So for calculation of interquartile range, you must know about the median, how median is going to be find out, and how we divide the given series into two different parts, or into two similar parts. That is nothing but your median. Okay, so whenever you want to find out the median, what is the formula for finding out the median? What is the formula to finding out the median? Yes? Who is going to tell me? Interquartile range is equals to Q3 minus Q1. This is the two quartiles that we are selected, or that we will have, and we are finding out the difference in between two quartiles. That is nothing but your interquartile range. Okay, so quartile 3 and quartile 1. So now you have to find out the interquartile range. So suppose that we have a data like 3, 5, 7, 1, 1, 8, 4, 6, like that way. Now first task is to arrange this given series into a ascending order. It means from lowest one to highest one. Okay, so what is the lowest value from the given series? 1, 1, then we have 3, then we have 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and then 8. Now second task is that you have to find out the median for these values. Find out the median. How the median is calculated? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 divided by 2. Like that way we are going to find out the median. Simply divide that series into two different parts in such a way the 4 items at the left side and 4 items at the right side. It means whenever you will have a even numbers, odd numbers, you will get the actual median. If 8 is not present here, so 4 is the median of a given series. That is the middle value of the series, which divides series into two parts, two equal parts. So now we have a even number, so we are going to find it out, or we are finding the median like in between 4 to 5, that is this one. So now we have again two series now, 1, 1, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. So next task is to find out Q1 and Q3. Q1 and Q3. So finding out Q1, you have to calculate the median of this series, and finding out Q3, you have to calculate median of the second series. So for the first, median will be here. So it is, I think, 2. In between 1 and 3, in between 1 and 3, that is 2. And in between 6 and 7, we have a second median, that is 6.5. Okay, so put the values into the formula. Interquartile range is equals to Q3 minus Q1. अब यहाँ पे आ रहा है Q3 6.5 और Q1 आ रहा है 2, और इसका आंसर आता है 4.2. So 4.5 is the interquartile range. समझ में आया या फिर से समझाऊं?
सर फिर से समझाइए ना.
Okay. Same example we are going to take it out. अब देखो मेरे पास ये सीरीज है 3, 5, 7, 1, 1, 8, 4, 6. पहला चीज क्या है, या पहला स्टेप क्या है, जो सीरीज मुझे दी गई है वो सीरीज को मुझे असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में पुट करना है. तो असेंडिंग ऑर्डर कैसा हो गया इसका? 1, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 और 8. Up to this state, everyone is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, find out the median of the given series. Median कहाँ पे आएगा? मीडियन कहाँ पे आएगा? n प्लस
4 और 5 के बीच में सर।
n प्लस 1 डिवाइडेड बाय 2, मीडियन इज इक्वल्स टू, मीडियन कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं?
नंबर ऑफ वैल्यू की सम करने की उस
हमने मीडियन कैलकुलेट किया है?
यस सर।
तो बोलो ना, कैसे मीडियन को फाइंड आउट करते हैं?
सर n प्लस 1 डिवाइडेड बाई 2 मीन्स 8 प्लस 1 किया तो 9 डिवाइडेड बाई 2, फिर 4.5 आएगा ना सर।
तो मीडियन कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मीडियन को कैलकुलेट करना है तो n प्लस 1 डिवाइडेड बाय 2, वेयर n इज द number of observations in the given series, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 plus 1 divided by 2 is equals to 9 by 2 divided equals to 4.5. तो 4.5 मतलब आपका यहाँ कहीं तो आपका क्या आ रहा है? मीडियन आ रहा है। अब अगर आप 4.5 मीडियन कंसीडर करते हो तो ये सीरीज दो हिस्सों में बट जाती है, इसको कहते हैं Q1 और इसको कहते हैं Q3, राइट? तो अब Q1 का मुझे मीडियन निकालना है, Q1 की वैल्यू अगर फाइंड आउट करनी है तो इस सीरीज का मीडियन निकालो, और Q3 की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है तो इस सीरीज की वैल्यू निकालो, सॉरी इस सीरीज का मीडियन निकालो। तो इस सीरीज का मीडियन आएगा 2 और इस सीरीज का मीडियन आएगा 6.5। कैलकुलेट करो। आ गया 2
यस सर।
और इस सीरीज का क्या आया? 6.5।
6.5 सर।
ओके, तो ये दोनों भी हमारे पास अभी आ गए हैं, तो इसको सिंपल फॉर्मूला में पुट करो। इंटर क्वार्टाइल रेंज इज इक्वल्स टू Q3 माइनस Q1। तो Q3 की वैल्यू पता है 6.5 माइनस Q1 की भी वैल्यू पता है 2, so it is 4.5. So the interquartile range of the given data is 4.5. Understood?
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
चलो राइट डाउन द नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल। नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल ले लो। फोर 1 0 2 3 6 5 and 7. Now find out the interquartile range for given data. Find out interquartile range. So again you have to observe the series. After observation you have to write it into ascending order: 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Find out the median. Median is equals to n plus 1 divided by 2. So 0 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Again 8 plus 1 divided by 2, that is 4.5. So 4.5 means 0 1 2 3, यहाँ पे आएगा फोर्थ आइटम आपका, राइट? यहाँ पे आएगा। So this is your Q1, this is your Q3. Again find out the median. I think Q1 is equal to 1.5 and Q3 is equal to 5.5, right? So interquartile range is equals to Q3 minus Q1 So 5.5 minus 1.5, that is what? What is the answer?
4.
4.
So this is your interquartile range. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Again, you want to take some examples over that?
No, sir.
Take one example. Take one example and find out the interquartile range. 33, 20, 35, 50, 37, 33, 35, 25, 35, 34, and 35. This is the next example. Find out the interquartile range. Okay, who is going to explain? Suhana. While you solving, share your screen and explain what you are doing.
Sir, I'm joined through my laptop.
So who is going to tell, who is going to explain? Anurag, Naresh, Geeta. Jay Prasad, Omkar, Diksha, Dishan, Lakshmi, Pooja. Omkar, are you able to explain? Sameer, are you able to explain? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
So Dishan, can you explain?
सर मी लॅपटॉप थ्रू जॉईन केलेले आहे.
Jay Prasad, Geeta, Geeta,
सर करते मी थांबा.
Naresh, Pooja, do it fast. Tell me the answer. Yes, what is the answer? Have you calculated? put your answers into a chat box. Suhana, have you calculated?
No, sir, not yet. I'm calculating.
Why it will take so much time?
सर 0.5 है का समथिंग.
0.5.
Yes sir.
Wait for next answer.
सर मेरा 8.4 आ रहा है.
क्या आ रहा है?
8.4.
ओके, आने दो ना, आने दो. देखेंगे गलत है या सही है. So again, who is there? Who calculated? पहले असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में इसको प्लेस किया. असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में प्लेस करने के बाद मीडियन निकाला. मीडियन निकालने के बाद दो सीरीज मिली. दोनों सीरीज का अलग अलग मीडियन निकाला. एक को बोला Q1, दूसरे को बोला Q3, और Q3 minus Q1. That is your interquartile range. Is it so simple to calculate? It is not required lot of time to calculate. So do it fast. Vishal, what is your answer?
सर मी रिटर्न कॅल्क्युलेट करून बघतो. मग 0.5 आलता.
Okay, okay. Pooja, what is your answer?
8.4.
8.4.
4.
असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सीरीज लिखी. सीरीज असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में लिखी थी.
यस सर.
उसके बाद क्या किया? मीडियन क्या आया?
सर 6 आया. सर 0.5.
0.5 सर.
सर 0.5 येते. आलंय माझं.
Okay, okay. We will check it out. What is the value of Q1?
3.5.
3.5. And what is the value of Q3?
3.
अब यहाँ पे जो आप वैल्यू ले रहे हो वो गलत ले रहे हो. मीडियन की वैल्यू क्या होती है? चलो
सर?
इसको हम कल
सर
देखेंगे.
फ्रिक्वेन्सी मधली आली 33.
इसको हम कल देखेंगे. Okay. So now you can leave the class. We will stop here today. Time is over. Someone is waiting for you again for the next lecture.